Welcome to the YouTube channel, The Right Place, your destination for beautiful, budget-friendly, and inspiring garden decor ideas. If you've been dreaming of transforming your outdoor space into a cozy, rustic oasis without breaking the bank, you're definitely in the right place. Today, we're diving into the world of rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials, where upcycling meets charm and sustainability. In this video, we'll uncover creative upcycled rustic garden decor ideas that turn everyday discarded items into beautiful garden treasures. From old wooden crates to rusted metal buckets, we'll show you how to breathe new life into forgotten materials to craft a dreamy rustic garden nook. You'll be amazed at how little effort it takes to bring character and warmth into your small outdoor area. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update from The Right Place. We upload fresh garden and decor inspirations regularly, and you won't want to miss what we have planned next. Now, let's begin creating your rustic garden oasis one upcycled gem at a time. One, the magic of upcycled materials in a rustic garden. One of the most charming aspects of rustic garden design is its celebration of imperfections and age, and that's where upcycled materials truly shine. By integrating recycled elements into your outdoor space, you not only reduce waste, but also create a garden filled with stories and soul. That old ladder in the garage, it could become your next rustic vertical planter. A rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials thrives on authenticity. Reclaimed wood, weathered metal, chipped pottery, all these materials add texture and warmth that brand new garden accessories often lack. Imagine an old wooden pallet repurposed into a vertical herb wall or rusted watering cans turned into quirky flower pots. Each piece adds a unique rustic flair. Choosing upcycled decor also invites creativity and personal expression into your garden space. It encourages you to look at objects not for what they are, but what they could become. This mindset transforms even the smallest garden into a canvas for creativity and rustic charm, crafted by your hands and guided by sustainability. 2. Designing cozy garden seating from salvaged finds. Every peaceful garden oasis needs a cozy corner to sit and unwind, and what better way to create one than by using salvaged furniture? Discarded wooden chairs, broken benches, or even old bed frames can be beautifully reimagined with just a bit of sanding and weather-resistant paint to become rustic garden seating. Your rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials benefits greatly from soft, inviting textures paired with weathered finishes. Add burlap or canvas cushions to a restored crate bench, or lay down a handmade rag rug crafted from fabric scraps. It's not just seating, it's a statement of comfort made sustainable. 'A seating area surrounded by greenery and upcycled decor creates the perfect escape after a long day. Position your rustic bench under a pergola made from reclaimed beams or hang lanterns fashioned from old mason jars nearby. The space becomes a sanctuary that blends natural beauty with intentional, eco-conscious design. 3. Creating rustic planters with everyday junk. In a rustic garden, plants deserve containers that match their wild, untamed beauty, and that's where everyday junk becomes unexpectedly elegant. An old teapot, a dented colander, or a broken drawer can easily be transformed into a charming planter that adds character and fun to your garden oasis. Creative upcycled rustic garden decor ideas shine brightest when old materials are given new life. For instance, rusty metal buckets or antique milk cans can serve as striking focal points filled with seasonal flowers. These unassuming objects provide contrast and intrigue, giving your small garden a lived-in, layered look. Don't be afraid to mix and match styles, shapes, and colors. This adds to the rustic feel. Even cracked pottery or chipped bowls can be nested into garden beds for a whimsical touch. The beauty of using recycled planters is that they grow with your creativity and always tell a unique story. 4. Pathways and edging with repurposed charm. Rustic pathways give structure and flow to your garden, and you don't need expensive stone or bricks to create one. Broken tiles, pieces of wood, or even mismatched pavers found at garage sales can form a beautifully imperfect path that guides visitors through your green sanctuary. In a rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials, garden edging becomes another chance to upcycle creatively. Old plates set in the soil, logs cut from fallen trees, or stacked roof tiles can act as durable, eye-catching borders that frame your planting areas in rustic style. These repurposed elements not only serve functional purposes, but also spark curiosity and conversation. As guests explore your garden, the variety of textures underfoot and the unexpected edges invite them to pause and admire the creative use of humble, recycled materials. 5. Garden decor and accents with vintage soul. It's the little accents that truly bring a rustic garden to life, and vintage or salvaged items offer endless decor opportunities. An antique mirror mounted on a fence can reflect light and add depth, while a rusted bicycle frame nestled among flowers becomes a whimsical garden feature. Creative upcycled rustic garden decor ideas include using old signage, window shutters, or even door frames to create visual focal points. These weathered pieces, when thoughtfully placed, lend an air of timelessness that makes even the smallest garden feel like a storybook escape. Let your garden evolve with your finds flea market treasures, thrifted gems, or heirlooms you're ready to give new purpose. Decorating with such pieces builds a space that feels deeply personal and charmingly imperfect, just like the best rustic spaces should. 6. Lighting the garden with repurposed warmth. Lighting can completely transform your garden's atmosphere, especially at dusk. Using upcycled materials for lighting not only adds warmth, but continues the rustic theme effortlessly. Think mason jar lanterns, tin can luminaries, or string lights wrapped around salvaged wooden beams. Your rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials becomes even more magical when light dances through vintage glass or flickers inside an old lantern frame. These simple touches don't require electricity or large investments, just a bit of imagination and repurposing. The glow from upcycled lighting adds a cozy intimacy to your garden, making it the perfect place to relax after dark. Whether it's candlelit jars lining a pathway or fairy lights draped over reclaimed trellises, this ambience completes your rustic oasis with soul and sparkle. 7. Repurposed garden storage solutions with rustic flair. A rustic garden still needs smart storage, but with charm and creativity. Repurposed cabinets, wooden crates, and old toolboxes can be converted into stylish storage units that keep tools handy without disrupting the garden's aesthetic. These practical items blend seamlessly when left raw or lightly distressed. Creating a rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials means even storage becomes part of the decor. A leaning wooden ladder can hold garden gloves and watering cans, while vintage drawers can organize seed packets and small tools. It's about merging function with rustic form. The key is to look at discarded furniture and objects as possibilities. Coat racks become hose hangers, wine crates stack into shelving units, and barn doors serve as weatherproof covers for supply nooks. Storage doesn't have to be boring, it can be beautifully rustic. 8. Water features from salvaged treasures. Nothing soothes like the sound of trickling water, and a DIY water feature made from recycled items adds both beauty and calm to your garden. An old sink, metal tub, or teapot can be transformed into a rustic fountain with minimal tools and a small pump. In a rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials, your water feature becomes a centerpiece with charm. Imagine a cascading setup using stacked wooden barrels or a bubbling fountain nestled in a vintage watering. Can each upcycled piece evoke simplicity and serenity? These features not only attract birds and pollinators, but also reflect your creative eye and love for nature. With salvaged elements, Your garden water feature tells a story. Becoming more than decor, it becomes part of your garden's soul. 9. Upcycled trellises and vertical supports. Vertical gardening is ideal for small spaces, and rustic trellises made from recycled wood or metal add structure and beauty. Broken chairs, old ladders, or even reclaimed bed frames can serve as creative plant supports, allowing climbing plants to shine. A rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials thrives on creative vertical elements that lift the eye. Use branches tied together as a natural trellis, or connect salvaged window panes to create a stunning garden divider draped in greenery. 'These upcycled solutions aren't just functional, they're architectural. They add height, dimension, and a sense of age that gives the garden a truly lived-in feel. The rustic garden becomes an evolving tapestry of textures and layers. 10. Fencing and privacy with character. Defining your garden's boundaries doesn't mean installing cookie-cutter fencing. Repurposed shutters, antique doors, or salvaged metal panels can form unique privacy walls that blend seamlessly with a rustic aesthetic. In a rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials, privacy becomes art. Stack weathered pallets as fences, Weave together branches for a wattle wall, or attach tin ceiling tiles for a vintage-inspired screen. These choices offer both seclusion and style. 'These creative fencing ideas add structure without sacrificing character. Each section becomes part of the garden's identity, rich in history, rooted in sustainability, and full of rustic charm. 11. DIY rustic garden signs from scrap. Personalized signs give your garden a voice, and making them from scrap wood or metal adds that extra rustic charm. Old fence slats or driftwood pieces can become signs with hand-painted messages like "Welcome," "Herbs," or "Pollinator Paradise." 'Your rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials becomes more expressive with these small touches. Use stencils, freehand designs, or burned-in text for that aged, handmade effect. It's a playful way to add whimsy and warmth. 'Garden signs also help with function labeling beds, pathways, or even tool sheds. And since you're using recycled materials, each sign carries history and purpose, enhancing the soul of your space. 12. Rustic garden arches and entryways. Every garden oasis needs a grand entrance, and you don't need a contractor to build one. With old doors, metal gates, or mismatched wood planks, you can craft a welcoming archway that's full of rustic charm and creative soul. In a rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials, arches signal a transition from ordinary space into a magical retreat. Wrap the arch in vines, hang lanterns from it, or mount signs that greet visitors in your unique voice. 'Entryways frame your garden and set the tone for what's inside. Whether your arch is made of reclaimed iron or driftwood, it becomes an unforgettable feature that whispers charm before guests even step inside. 13. Wildlife-friendly rustic additions. A thriving rustic garden doesn't just appeal to humans, it welcomes birds, bees, and butterflies too. Using recycled materials, you can build birdhouses, insect hotels, or bee baths that are not only eco-friendly, but full of rustic personality. Your rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials becomes a haven for wildlife with a few thoughtful additions. Stack old logs for natural habitats, repurpose chipped bowls as water stations, or hang feeders made from salvaged cups. These features add life and movement to your space, while reinforcing your commitment to sustainability and nature. Rustic gardens thrive when they coexist with the natural world, buzzing and chirping in harmony. 14. Rustic garden tables and potting benches. Every garden needs a working surface, whether it's for potting plants or displaying potted arrangements. Repurposing old dressers, desks, or wooden doors into potting benches adds both practicality and rustic appeal to your outdoor space. A rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials makes use of what you already have. Sand down an old table, add a few hooks and shelves, and suddenly it's a beautiful potting bench filled with function and vintage character. 'These stations also become styling corners adorned with terracotta pots, seed jars, and tools hanging neatly on pegs. Rustic doesn't mean messy, it means lovingly curated with recycled soul and timeless charm. 15. Seasonal rustic decor using salvaged finds. Celebrate the changing seasons with rustic decor made from thrifted and recycled items. In spring, display flowers and old boots. In autumn, stack pumpkins on vintage stools. In winter, hang wreaths made from scrap wire and pine cones. Your rustic small garden oasis with recycled materials becomes a year-round celebration of creativity. From upcycled lanterns for summer evenings to salvaged wood signs for winter cheer, each change in season is another excuse to decorate. Using salvaged finds for seasonal decor is not only economical, it's deeply satisfying. It turns your garden into a living art piece, evolving with time and expressing your love for nature, reuse, and timeless rustic beauty. Conclusion. Thank you so much for joining us here at the right place, where rustic dreams come to life through recycled beauty and simple creativity. If this video inspired you to look at old items with fresh eyes and bring them into your own garden oasis, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with a fellow garden lover, and subscribe for more upcycled inspiration. Remember, your small space holds big potential when you let imagination lead the way.